Of Odense here in Denmark continues, and we're looking to get into our second best of three of the day, a playoff contention one. And of course, we've already rounded out and sent home at least one team in Vichy. So I guess we should probably start to narrow things down into what will be our last matchup of the day. We do have Liquid, we do have Big squaring off, probably on two, guaranteed on two, I should say, perhaps even three. Both teams having a little bit of bite to their punch, and to do that will be Sponge and Pimp here. Guys, let's start to round it out.
Isn't it weird that the teams who travel from the longest distance are normally the ones that go home first?
It's really unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah. I felt that feeling many a time.
There's yeah. I mean, it's understandable. That little island down there you come from is pretty far away from here, Chad.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of that sombering nonsense.
That's how it goes when you suck, Chad.
All right.
What was the qualifier that I beat you in? Was it?
That's the one time out of a million. Let's move on, Trace.
I'm kind of enjoying this now.
It was a major. I think it was the one time that mattered, Trace.
Yeah, and that major is right around the corner. So a lot of these teams are trying to finish up just right and finish the year out just strong here. And Liquid and Big are going to be two of those teams. Liquid having just hoisted a trophy here in Malta the past weekend. Definitely finding the success that they've been looking to yield for quite some time now. Meanwhile, Big, well, had their little run there at the major, but ever since then, what have we had for Big Clan?
It's a matchup we saw played out 3 days ago, I believe, in Malta. You know, these two teams in a best-of-3 scenario, in a semi-final, if I'm not mistaken, where we did see Liquid win 2-0. It was not necessarily a landslide for Liquid. I think they played 16-14 on the first map, being Inferno, and a 16-10 on Overpass. So Big definitely had a say in that matchup. That said, though, obviously Liquid won, and that's what matters the most. And I think Liquid are quite confident coming into this one. They also want to finish out the year strong. They're not going to be in Lisbon, so this is the last tournament for them of the year. And a team that has a great year so far definitely want to look into this one and turn out strong.
This is how we can really see the effects of them actually winning a trophy, if that's going to either inspire them with more confidence or if it's not going to change anything at all. That's one of the conditions coming into this tournament that may actually play part of that mental game that we talk about so heavily. But we should really only look to diagnose this from that semi-final matchup in the sense of it's so recent that they're going into another game against each other within 3 days, right? That's not a very big turnaround. So if you had like a second map choice, if you were Big, maybe you bring that out here because you would have already done your prep. You know, you already would have looked into how you wanted to prepare for this game. It's not that you have to sit back down and come up with a whole new game plan. And considering they were as close as what you were saying they were, maybe just tweaking one or two fine details, maybe enough to get them across the line.
Really, you know, refining the game plan that may or may not have always came to the fruition that they wanted to there in Malta. And we could see the vetoes going down. If we're quiet enough, we can hear them talking. But also, where do we think it's going to land, guys? Best of three.
I think it's going to be something along the lines of what we saw in Malta. I think Liquid will remove Train. There's no reason for them to play that. Big removing Mirage makes sense. They don't play that map, so we leaves us with the 5 maps that we also saw at Malta. Where it gets interesting is whatever Big wants to pick Overpass into Liquid again, because I feel Liquid, objectively point of speaking, their Overpass is not a great Overpass.
They were 0-5 before the Malta weekend on LAN.
And all of a sudden they win against Big, and they also did lose to Energy in the final on that map, I believe. So it's not a map that they're necessarily strong on. So if I were Big, I would actually not change anything here. I would go with the Overpass again and just try to punish them.
I'm happy with the D2 choice, actually, because Liquid now have 2 on the trot, right? They were 0-5, and now they have 2 on the trot on LAN. It feels like whatever they've changed on their Overpass has actually been a good change, right? Yeah. So seeing Big go with Dust 2, that's a map where they at least were one of the first teams to adopt it and try and play it towards a high level. And I think that Big, they are a really cool team when it comes to, I don't want to say the gimmicky side of things. What I mean by this is they put a lot of prep work in to come out with more unusual ways of approaching the game, and it catches a lot of teams off guard. The different point, I suppose, is that with that playstyle, they seem like it's the set plan from the start of the game, not adapted. So they have these plans, but if they get, you know, disrupted within that plan, then it kind of falls apart, the wheels fall off, and you're not going to get the best out of Big. Whereas Liquid are more of like a transitional team, same as like Astralis, Na'Vi. They all have set game plans, but they can adapt a little bit better.
But I always come back to, at least with Liquid, I always come back to that whole mental block that might have probably been there for a while, right?
Sure.
So you don't get to hoist the trophy X amount of times. You win it one time, and you can probably hope that it just erases the rest of that from the memory banks.
Let's hope that's more than enough. But I think, you know, when we're going into Inferno Heroes, the first map, this is the one where Liquid actually had to come back to win the game. They had a pretty okay first half. They were given a lot of banana control from Big, so they're able to execute over there. But it wasn't as convincing as what we would normally see from a Liquid against that caliber of opponent. So looking at this, I'm curious if Big are going to change their approach, because they're more than happy to give up a lot of banana control early, and that's something which most teams will fight and contest for.
I think there's something to be said about the fact that, as you also alert to, when you already played the team one time, right, and you lost, there's something you can tweak, there's something you can go in and watch, and you think to yourself, if we just change this, or if we do this a little differently, we would have won the game, or we would have stand a better chance of winning. Whereas if you're Liquid, you're winning the game, and you know that you're doing a good job, right? You don't go in and you don't be so critical to yourself in the same sense. That's why you often also, as a player and as a team, you don't want to pick the same map into the same team that you just beaten once, which Liquid did, because you have a feeling of they can change more than you can when they go into that.
Guys, we could talk about expectations. I could ask for your actual predictions, but we do have to talk about what Inferno is going to happen and exactly how it's going to unfold here in your eyes.
Sure. I think another thing that I must have been blinking and missing was the change for Nitro over towards the B bomb site with NAF. What they've done is they've put Taco Arch side as secondary AWP, and now they have the likes of Elige over on the A bomb site with Twist. So I like that change. I think that Liquid are going to win this in a much more convincing fashion than what we saw in Malta, purely because I think that they're now going to be playing with a lot more confidence now that they've been able to grab that victory. That's where I see this one going.
I definitely agree. I think Liquid is the better team, and I think if you have guys like Twist stepping up, if you have Elige firing on all cylinders, which you had in Malta, it's going to be a super tough one for Big. That said, though, I think they played way better in Malta than I would initially have expected, so it's not going to be a landslide for Liquid. It will be a close one. It is Inferno. That said, though, Liquid are the better team.
Next is a massive win condition as well, I think, for Big. He had a really good tournament in Malta.
Which means he's not going to have a good tournament here.
Well, right? That's where we have to wait and see, right? We know Tabson's been playing well. Tizian had a good start to the day. I think that he had some massive clutches there. Next needs to be that man. Also noting Gob B had a pretty good performance over there in Malta as well. So if Big can carry across a lot of that form that they were showing there, this can be another competitive game. But I just don't see it happening for some reason. I've got one of those gut feelings about this one.
Like that Liquid are going to have no problem here.
Yeah, it should be a little bit of an easier time than what they had in Malta during that semi-final.
Well, they've definitely already played today on this road to Odense, and you have to also take that in consideration. We're no longer going to have that crutch or that sort of lean upon where it's the first game of the day. Did they start slow? X factor this, X factor that. That's no longer the case. In fact, with the Group A upper bracket semi-final upon us, it's time to jump into the first map of this best of three. It's going to be Inferno, and it's going to be brought to you by the commentators that are Henry G and Sadakis. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you so much, Trace. Yes, we will. We will indeed. It's going to be Inferno to start as opposed to end this series, which we had in the last. So back-to-back Inferno for our viewers, but new teams means new thoughts, new processes, and new skills as Liquid will take on Big.
They certainly will. Liquid have to be the favorites going into this one, but Big can be quite a dab hand in Inferno. They've got more experimental strategies, I would say, than most other teams. We'll see if they can bring them to the forefront here as we get into it. We'll be Big setting the CT side, so a benefit in that regard. They've got one defuse, get a couple of flashes as well. No HEs for Liquid. Suggests they'll be going for a default first and executing with a couple of smokes they have, and the Molotov.
Bastion's our observer now. And he doesn't need a haircut to be good looking. He just is naturally.
Excellent. I missed it. I was looking at my monitor. I didn't get to see the fun. I need to make sure I'm there. Next game.
You're here.
Well, here we go then. Default successful so far. Liquid have got the apartments, but no B control. You can see God B is actually on the half wall alone. Great position to be in. Very safe. It's not a pre-aim you to come around with the Glock, but he's aiming for one kill, fall back safely, hopefully. That'll be the play. He's got no utility though, so he needs to make sure he stays alive with full HP as well. He gets flashed and we'll just fall back straight away. So that's got to call for a rotation at least. God B will need the backup from Smooya, who's currently holding CT spawn. Kind of in between both bomb sites right now at the Speedway. God B feels more comfortable again as Tabson. Looks like he might receive first contact. He's currently holding the A site, and he's going to be joined by Nex.
Nitro just waiting at mid. Smooya will sneak into the cubby. Smooya had reasonable numbers in Malta, but didn't seem to scream his name a whole lot during the series against Liquid in the semi-final. Tabson back out, tries to find another, can't do it. So much exchange, so little damage, so few kills. That changes immediately on a dime almost as they run to the site. It's Nitro, Naf, Elige for Liquid, but likewise it's Nex, Tizian, and Smooya, who's now gone down for Big, and it's all on to Gobby. His timing could be right here, though. Naf's in the corner, bomb planted, gets the gun at the ready. Now they know where he is. Naf, the MVP of Malta, will step up to take out Gobby.
One of my favorite players in the game. Naf is excellent. Really disciplined and calm most of the time. Great aim as well. And Inferno is one of his better maps, so watch out for him to put on a bit of a clinic today, as he will get 3 kills. And it's going to be round number 2, and it looks like an eco here from Big. I don't see much being discussed, and that suggests he won't be doing much for this round. If you are going to buy in this, Godby will be saying a lot to this point and telling them exactly what he wants to happen. So I assume the full eco, maybe a PD50 or 2. There's one for Smooya. It's interesting, he spent the most cash out of everyone. He's got a PD50 and an aid, and he's the orb back. I'm sure you're all aware, but they won't be buying that orb next round. They'll be getting a rifle on top of what they have. So let's get into it, round 2. Foregone conclusion really that Liquid will pick this one up unless they make an absolute blunder of a call. They've got some nice mid control there, no CT presence. They take a bullet to the face. That's Taco down to 38. It's been a frustrating year for Liquid, I would say. A very successful one in one hand when you look at all the grand final placements and top 4s they've got, but only 2 trophies.
And it's some of the losses that are difficult as well. You think certainly about Mouse Sports in New York.
Yep.
Chance to win a home event for them, and Mouse Sports go the distance and steal it away from them, I should say. One of the best plays of the year, in fact, on the second last round by
Mouse
Chris
Sports
J.
with snacks as well.
That's right, and they changed back immediately after that, so it's a fantastic point.
Well, this round not that exciting, but should be maybe a kill or 2 for Big. They're normally...
Chad, just you know, Chad thought that Malta might be a catalyst for them to start winning because they finally got another one even after all those issues that they had since Summit. And maybe that one would be the last little bit of mental tweak that they needed, knowing all the pressures they've had. Nice jump shot, Elige.
Okay.
God be down. But we'll see. I mean, like I say, it is frustrating, but a win's a win. They come off of Malta with one, and they definitely said straight up they want to win this, that they're here to win this event as well.
They certainly are. 2-0, good start. Best of 3, long way to go. And presumably this is where the buy comes out for Big. I don't think they are buying though. This is weird. Okay. They're taking they took a full eco previously. They're doing a full eco again by the looks of things. Now this goes against the grain of everything we've seen as of late in terms of this new update. So CZ's, HE's, but they're going for a full, strong buy in round number 4. They're allowing it to go 3-0 essentially. Yeah, like almost every team at this point, we see the eco in the second round, you said, oh, they're bringing out the M4s and FAMASs in the third. Not going to be the case here. And there's 4 SMGs available for Liquid. This would be a prime opportunity to get the first round. You're actually allowing them to build up a huge amount of cash here. Like this is, I'll see how it plays out, but for me, this is an odd one. They've got so much SMG presence. You want to punish that right now, the M4s, and get around on the board. But no, not feeling it. Have a lot of money next round, that's for sure, but 3 rounds on the T side for 3. I'm not sure that's where I'd like it to be, but either way, we're off. And it's like Elige will do exactly the same again. More action with the UMP, and this could be another clean sweep. So, no kills since the pistol round, and that's only 3 of them. Will Tizia pick one up, maybe get this 1 kill, not quite, Naf will punish him. And the problem is now, yes, you're going to have a full buy, but you're up against UMPs and a MAC-10, and they're going to do something incredibly fast here, knowing you're just getting your orbs out now. Double orbs. And if I'm Liquid, I'm going for B control. I'm fully executing on B. Quickly. You know that's what they're planning for. They're going to bring those orbs out. They've got Augs as well. Liquid have got this game in their hands. If they can get Banana control cleanly and execute, that's going to be difficult to hold them off, I would say. Let's see what they go for. That's the most logical place to go if you've got SMGs, right? The B bomb site's really contained. It's small. You don't really want to be going towards A with UMPs to see they get that B control initially. There's a flash. They're going for it. And watch out. They get the top. Uncontested. I would say they execute off this pretty much straight away. We will see. I'm not a big fan of this from Big.
Well, we'll see. I mean, they back off so aggressively.
See? Why wouldn't you execute now? This is perfect for Liquid.
Yeah, they back off so aggressively. Now the Molotovs are down. Smooya is going to have to be standing tall. Oh, missed shot. That one's not one at this level you want to miss. Smoke in. Molotov on it. They're already going to push. Smooya is forced to rotate coffins. That means Godby has to do all the work. He's actually got a kill by way of throwing out the Molotov late, but look at this as well. They're pushing behind. Oh, great read. I have to give credit to Smooya because Nitro was sneaking around behind them. If he didn't get that kill, the site was wide open, and somehow Godby stayed alive on top of the fountain. They've made this a far more compelling case than I think otherwise that it would have been. Not only that, Nitro was the one with the bomb. So Naf's got a world of problems at 53 seconds in this round, and AWP in hand, he's already checking for the flank. No one's going to be there. Just get rid of the AWP. That's fair. But they've already got one. Tabson, and not to mention the 2 AUGs. This is something we saw in Malta a lot, by the way. 3 AUGs was 4 at times. Essentially, everyone will use an AUG except Godby on Big. They're the only team to fully embrace it.
Wow. Played out as I thought it would be. Default into the B execution, but Fair play to Big, you're right. Smooya having that read towards Ruin saved the day, really. They would have been absolutely done for if he went down. That round's going to fall apart. But, like we said, Liquid have plenty of cash here. They've got 3 clean rounds in a row. That's Big actually surviving a 3. It's not too bad. They did lose one of the orbs. It's obviously going to affect things going forward, but they buy up another one. This is where they want to be. The double orb setup, Smooya and Tabson. Getting themselves in position. Tabson's actually a really strong orb. Watch out for that. This is the read from Smooya. Getting the call that the player might have snuck through spawn there. Finally gets the kill on Godby. Got another through the smoke as well. So got some money for himself and made things expensive on the CT side. But 3 orgs, 2 orbs. This is what you come to expect. They love embracing the new metas and trying different things out. And we'll see if this one works out for them. It's going to be Godby with the orb. He jumps up. Elige is waiting for scoped weapon on the other side as well. Shots rattle towards the corner of the bomb site. No damage done though. Sentry will push them back some more.
Certainly will. Nade's on top of it, going for the Astralis play, trying to just stack that position toward the logs in the corner of the cubby. Chance that they could have boosted Smooya there, given that they threw a late smoke. They knew there was a bit of an opposition inside of it, but they checked and elected not to, so they'll go passive once more for Big. Taco. Gonna be checking out mid, but thinks otherwise, and he'll back off. He looked pretty sharp, I have to say, in the final as well, Taco.
Yeah. It's been a rough few months for him, actually. Like, he started off looking electric in this Liquid lineup, and then it's not like he's dropped off. He's not looking as promising as he did when he first joined the squad. But either way, we're getting towards that B side now. Huge round here, a lot on the line, considering this is a reset as Godby goes down with nothing. Smooya needs to find a couple, only good for 1. That might have been the save already, considering they lost one of those orbs, and they've got an orb on the retake as well. Twist nailing the jump up there. It's actually a lot trickier than it looks.
He has the bomb, though. He's realized.
That's a problem.
Hey, Twist, you want to come plant that, bro?
Nice jump, but we do need you to get that bomb down. If you could.
He's just like, I'll take care of it. In fact, I've got the little scope, so I'll cover a cooler angle.
Yeah. Well, there you go. While punishing that B side again and again, like they know they took, it actually makes sense if you think about it, because the 2 kills they got in the previous round, where were they? In the B side of the map. So sure, they can get drops, but they might force ball themselves and not have all the utility. So it makes a lot of sense. You head back towards B, they might be missing Incendiary there. Probably not going to miss a smoke, but they won't have absolutely everything. And Godby went down. He was boosted. I'm not sure why he didn't drop down. He looked so blind up there. He couldn't find the damage required. So Smooya got 1 kill.
Oh yeah, by the way, this is their new thing. Every round.
The bell?
Yeah. There was one round when Chad was trying to make like a serious point, and we just couldn't talk because all you can hear is ding 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 ding. It's like, all right.
Ringing the dinner bell.
Yep. Pavlov's dogs.
Well, there it is. Round 6. And you can see the fragging distribution heavily in favor of Team Liquid. Next, Tizian and Godby all on 1 frag. It's Smooya and Tabson. To be fair, the star players finding the most amount of frags. At the very top, it is Smooya on 4 kills, 5 deaths. We've got a double orb set up again, but money still a bit of an issue here. 4-1 down in Inferno. See if they can start sinking their teeth into this first half. Good initial attack there by Tizian, but the fact he goes down. Oh, Elysian was burnt to a crisp as well. 1 more tick would have made it a very, very good push, but still got him down to 3 HP. So I would say it's still a nice advantage for Big here. Can they capitalize upon it? There's an MP9 for Godby at the B side again, which has been a problem for them.
Taco. Still just doing his business over toward the apartments, backtracking a little bit. Perhaps inquisitive of the fact that someone may have gotten by. He's now less concerned and more focused forward as they head toward the A. Bomb side in general, I should say, because they're not quite committed to it yet, but they're trying to get toward the mid wall. Elige with only 3 HP on the Liquid side, but it's still a man, and that can be traded. At the very least, that won't be. Walking backwards through a smoke with a flash that never lands. Godby up close with the MP9 easily removes Taco from business. Elige has snuck out to quad, though. Godby's not aware of it, which means he's in position, 3 HP or not. He's got great stance, and he and Naf will take down Godby, who couldn't find a single shot to punish Elige for it. It's now the man advantage Liquid, and a bomb to be planted inside of the site.
Well, that turned on its head very quickly. Nice opening picks from Tizian and Godby, especially the MP9 finding a frag at the apartments, but still, Elige and Nitro bringing home the bacon, I'm afraid, because Big can't even go for the retake here. It's going to be 5-1 as we see round 6 conclude. It was always going to be a difficult one. They managed to get an opening pick with Tizian with the AUG and taking a lead down to 3 HP, but he survives and gets 2 more kills after that. So that is a massive issue. Well done to Elige to even survive the round. As now Nex and Smooya are absolutely done for. They'll be holding up towards B. 3 players survive for Liquid. They must have a ton of cash. They get 3,500 on top of what they already have, which is around 7.5k on Naf and Elige. 4k on Taco and Nitro. They've got bucket loads of cash as we head into round number 6, and they keep buying that double orb setup. I'm not really that excited by it right now. tabseN at one point was considered one of the best riflers we have in the game.
It's been switched around a little bit too, because we saw them play this at Malta and they actually had Tizian on it at one point in time.
Really? So they've probably got themselves in that awkward position where they're not fully happy with it and they're trying something out for another event. It's not clicking straight away, and now they're just like, this isn't working. We need to work out what the problem is here.
It's hard to speculate on that because it was very situational, I think, with Tizian. But yeah, I mean, tabseN being on it, you're right. He's such a potent rifler that why would you want to take that away from him? We used to say the same thing about Device and Simple, though, and look at both of them. So
Absolutely.
Who knows? When you've already got Smooya on the team, though.
True.
Twist toward the top of middle. Taco is with him. He's going to try and fire out toward quad. Makes no mistake with that. Twist hasn't exactly had the same numbers as of late. Chad was called out by Peter from HLTV. I mentioned that Twist wasn't having the best tournament, but the numbers were still there. Yeah. He's gotten to that level of superiority, though, that we just expect him to be on that level all the time. So even when he's slightly off, we think it's a big deal. Speaking of big deals, Smooya gets Nitro. Segue.
And
a push.
tabseN there, chance to get a couple of kills, but obviously didn't have the ideal weapon. PD50 not working out for him. There was a slight moment there for Big with the Smooya pick, but it looks like that moment has come and passed. Now we can see Smooya go down. He needed to save that orb. There wasn't really any point going for that. Unfortunately for him, the fact that he does lose that orb means even if you've got 1 kill, they're still not going to win the round. So I feel like he should be saving the back of B. But there you go. Sometimes that's the way she goes. And we'll see. Just got B with the PD50. Not anymore. Age will take him down. And that is another awkward position because they've only got third stage loss bonus. They're going to be hovering around 4k per player. They will still buy this one, I would say. But 6-1 down is still not looking like they have a compelling buy. And we'll see. Presumably a tactical timeout come in. And indeed there will be. It's going to be big to call that. Next, 1 and 4. tabseN, Tizian, 2 kills. Really need to start stepping up here, boys. This is getting out of control. See if we can listen in to some of the comms out. Well, no, we're not going to do that. So, move along.
Kakafu behind them is the coach.
Isn't it Legia, the coach? Is he not here?
He's not here. Apparently, someone said Legia was in Malta, but Kakafu was still behind them.
Well, he was like, Kakafu was the coach before Legia, then Legia
That's right.
went inactive and went as in full-time coach behind them.
That's right.
I haven't cast him in a while, so I haven't seen it. But
And I saw them briefly as I was like heading out to get some photos at like 6 a.m. and I think they were getting on their shuttle, and I thought I saw Legia with them. So yeah, it's a question mark on that one.
Well, way back in their massive run at Krakow, I think it was.
Yep.
That's when Kakafu was the coach there. Obviously, Legia's found success for them as well.
He was a player at that point in time. Legia.
He was, yes, but after that, they did well at the major when he was one of the coaches as well. So I have no idea. This is just I'm just putting the facts out there, trying to dissect it all. But yeah, maybe they're bringing him in as more of the full-time coach. I have no idea. If anyone knows, tweet at me. I'd like to know. Anyway.
Don't at me, bro.
CZs, Deagles, PD50s, and a couple of HEs. Like I said, the money situation just not ideal, and Elige looks like he's on for a frag here. As he's in the open. If the fact there's no utility or presence suggests that they are eco, you normally see at least something here. Smooya taken out of position. That does bait out a smoke at least, so he gets a bit of intel. There's not a completely open site. Might be a V-stack after all.
Twist sneaking through into the apartments. He'll get the aid of Taco's hand. Next, waiting around the corner. Sees that in hand. Nade at the ready, thrown out. Won't do any damage, but it is going to be Naf. Standing there with the AWP at the ready, should they want to push afterwards. Taco's actually got the entrance from Tizian. That comes through the apartment doorway, and the only other player remaining is the pistol toward the arch. So little do they know that they've almost got the A site. They could easily take it from quad, in fact, without even confronting Nex, who goes now. Naf doesn't have to do anything because Twist is there. Elige off-site will take down tabseN as well. We're 6-1 looking for 7 for Team Liquid on the T side of Inferno. This is an impressive start from them. Not that impressive of a grenade from Gobby, but that's okay. We won't call him out because saying NA nade wouldn't work, considering that NA is beating him 7-1.
7-1. Round 8, or round 9 now. And we'll see the double up setup come out again, presumably they've been so focused on it.
So I've got some updates.
Okay.
From Christian.
Who's that?
Manager of Big. Come on, you know. How do you not know Christian?
Okay, in this context, yes.
The team's named after him. Big.
Yeah, I do know exactly that. Please enlighten me.
He said, we switched to Kakafu again behind the team. Like he is more involved in the team as management communications.
Okay, well, there you go.
And he's watching, by the way, from Bangkok. No, he's in a different city now that I can't pronounce. But he's in Thailand.
Well, he's
having
always
his Christmas holidays early.
I know he watches every game. He's massively behind the guys, very supportive, so there's no surprise there. Thank you for the information.
Lovely man.
Lovely man.
Tag down Gobby to 13. That's on the aggression, so perhaps Big something to work with. The problem is that with Banana control attained, they've given up a lot for it. Smooya as well, he's tagged off. They've got to bring a third player and rotate him toward Banana at this point. This was a very close series in the semifinals, I reiterate. That could have easily left Big in the final against Energy in Malta. But they're a little bit slower to start off today against Liquid. And again, you mentioned how passive they were in Banana, right? How easy it was to execute. They did win that one round when you called them on that, which was a bit fortunate that Smooya detected what was going on.
Yeah.
But now they're trying to go Hail Mary to Banana, and look how much it cost them to do it.
Yeah, the reason I had a problem with that was just because you just allowed them to keep 4 SMGs, right? And then that means with the double orb setup, that really isn't the ideal situation. They win the round, sure, but we can see it all building up how it should have gone down. It was just a nice shot from Smooya, and they have found themselves 7-1. So it's not like that big gamble took off, but it will be next for double kill. That's much better here. They've got a 5-on-3, but low HP on Gob and Smooya. Still not out of the woods just yet, especially with Nap on the AWP. He can be pretty brutal with this weapon, but Tizian with his AUG will find now the penultimate frag as Taka goes down. Just Nap here. Can't really do much against him. Load of money, but that's much better from Big. Nice clean sweep there. They keep the double orb setup up. Next will actually get 2 frags in the round. That's his 3rd. So good to see him warming up. Chad pointed out that Nex is going to be so pivotal in their success here. He used to be considered one of the strongest players in Germany.
Sure.
Probably the best in mouse sports days, like way back when. But.
And I would say as well, just like very consistent in the timing of that. Like he was almost like the cornerstone you could rely on some of those teams.
Yeah, like especially, I remember, it was just when we started casting together, actually, he blew up in the scene, and every time we casted him, it was like, watch out for this dude, like he's unbelievably good. Definitely had his moments this year. He's looked like more like his former self, but this game, a little bit quiet, but a good, decent round previous. We'll see the grenade come through. It looked a lot more powerful than it actually was. Nitro taking quite a lot of damage there. He's going to push the smoke. Looks like he absolutely will. Not before taking some nade damage. Taka gets some more damage on his side of the map. This is much better from Big now, finding the kills they require. Falling back safely as well. Looking for that 3rd round on the board. It's going to be a 5-on-3.
3, and perhaps they could get back-to-back rounds. So again, Gobby, the only one that wants to use M4s, and he likes the silencer. That's why. The rest are more than happy to play with these AUGs. Run boost that didn't really run or boost. Just kind of stalled out. That's off-screen action, but also a replay, just so you're not misled that both plays are going on a Banana. Naf trying desperately to get the angle, will fall down and hold it. If Gombi dare move, it'll be his last move. Not a wiggle. He'll stay put. They back off of it. Try and relocate. Smooya can't hit from Emo. They now know he's there. Smokes himself off. He can transition over toward the pillar position. Not quite all the way to new box. That would be rather audacious, considering they're already inside of the site. And Gobby's gone. Smooya's trying to play the shadow to hold inside, but Naf's got the lineup, finds him in the smoke. And it's all onto Tabson, but Twist is in behind him, sees his leg, doesn't matter, Naf's got the shot first.
Ooh, that's pretty wild. The fact they had him completely sandwiched in there, but Tizian is pretty handy in the clutches to see if he can get the first kill. That gives us his position. The flashbang still could be beneficial here. It actually is very effective, but the smoke even more so. Running out of time here as they reposition. He's taking a lot of damage, down to 54 HP. Bonplan in an awkward position, and he has to reload. He's got 3 bullets left on that AUG. Not going to be winning this one, I'm afraid, and Big reset once again. They did manage to have a clean sweep before, though. They had 5 players survive, so money's there, but they're more of a conservative team. They don't take as many gambles with the force buys, as we'll see them have about $3,000 on average per player.
Yeah, it was the wrong decision in the end, but I rely on that you kill one guy.
He relies on that map.
Right, so essentially, you've got to at least get one in that position, is all he's saying. And then it makes the whole play viable.
Nice little extra. That's absolutely true. He's playing B with Smoothie, right? So he needs that one kill to come through and give him a chance. But here we go. Another eco situation.
Oh.
that's gonna hurt.
He
got the kill still.
Okay. All right, I'll give it to him. The reason I was laughing is because it was the second he was about to peek and he had a free kill on a platter at the window. He still managed to pull it off, so credit to him.
He still gets him.
Timing was almost his mistress at that point, but turned out to be a good affair, Hank.
Oh, this is even better, perhaps. Leash. Okay, the flashbang was actually decent there. They did considerable damage, but they have to smooth out to try and deny absolutely everything. Got nothing to work with here, really. Bomb will be planted, gives up his spot, and unless he got two straight-up dinks there, that wasn't ever going to happen for him. As he'll fall back towards Ruins. And Leash, decent position, but got to be better shot. He'll take him down. We've got two players actually positioned now. Oh my god, this is gonna fall apart.
I think Nitro wanted to boost up originally, then wanted to stay put and not be seen, but he got blocked out. Naf gets one kill back, at least it's still a 2-on-2. He's managed to transition toward Emo. That'll give him some time, but that's incredible. He hit both with that no-scope.
That's wild.
He was facing, yeah. You did kind of bend them over, didn't you, Naf? Tries to keep himself facing the wall for a flash and pulls that shot off.
That's so sick. It looked like Big had done enough there, especially with the awkward bundle behind the new boxes there, but still it falls apart. He does the smoke by the new boxes, gets through, and of course, quick scope, double kill, 1 HP, why not? You like to see that. 9-2, Zeus looking very comfortable over there. They are certainly the favorites at the moment, as we'll see them go up 9-2. On the T side, no less on Inferno. We'll see now what the coach can come up with. There's Liquid. Not as, you can see they're not as stressed on that side, just very calm comms and trying to...
No reason to be stressed at this point. You're 9-2 up on the T side.
No scope as well, of course it was.
Yeah,
all right.
Unreal. And then a little bit of Keller creativity from him at the end.
Yeah. The Orcs are out. Tabson.
Yeah, look, they'll be out as much as they can afford them.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they're going to be that beneficial, because right now I haven't seen them do a whole lot, but I don't think that's the problem, the Orcs, to be honest.
No, yeah, not in this game, not from Big's perspective.
Yeah.
The gun overall has been actually quite successful for most people picking it up, but Gobby takes out Naf, good win, down to 49 HP due to nades, but he wants to back away, and he'll do exactly that to get inside of the site. So he'll get his kill, and there's no reason to stick around and be too aggressive, so he backs off accordingly. Boost up to flower pots, and then a rotation toward the coffin. Smoothie that's going to play coffin with only a UMP, though. We might want to get somewhere a little bit closer than that, perhaps. So he's planning on letting the smoke hold him at bay and bait. Yeah, no, that's what I thought. He's going to go all the way up towards just one. And Godby elected to drop off the boost in the meantime, so they've changed the plan. Key point, they still have one. Communication will be key on the B site. They've actually rotated a player over, so perhaps they were expecting a little bit more, but now it's back over toward A, in which Astralis wished to, or excuse me, that was our last game, as Liquid wished to go. Tizian finds Elige, though with the AUG, they know he's inside of the apartments, tries to smoke himself off, fires in, nails a second, goes down, but 2 for 1 in that situation is not the worst thing in the world, because it gets the rotation back over to the site, and they've got the advantage to work with. Tabson spots another toward the quad, and it is the AUGs that are starting to do the work. 3 kills for them. Nitro knows there's one toward the graveyard position, but can't find it on the AWP. 9-3.
There we go. 9-3, clean round there. Haven't been able to find consecutive rounds just yet, though. They need this 9-6, I would say, the way the team's firing today. Need as much as they can possibly get. As Tabson on that Orc, like we said, prefer to see him on the rifle, gets 2 real strong frags there. He's back on the AWP now, though. Smoothie is going UMP. So, Tabson taking the AWP over their main AWPer. Interesting call. Let's see whether it's going to be a successful one. I'm gonna judge until the results come through. I guess maybe the AWP just not like finding anything at all towards the B side of the map. They're not getting any opening advantages. And to be fair, Smoothie doesn't look as dynamic as play. We just saw Device on this map, right? You saw we talked about him, different position every single round. Big seem to keep Smoothie at B at all times, regardless. They don't want to move him around. Maybe because they're not having a great game. Maybe he had more kills to his name. Maybe they'd be moving around a bit more. But the double AWP setup seems to be where they want to be, keeping quite static. And maybe that's the issue for them, because it's just really not working out towards B. So trying to change things up and just have the UMP on this side of the map. The nade goes over the top. There's a little bit of damage towards the lead. You're going to try that again. This could be more successful. It's actually the incendiary. So just trying to push them back. They're going to flash over and do anything with it. Not quite, but you can see why the incendiary's thrown. It's thrown to actually push them back towards the half wall. Then they follow up with a deeper nade to hopefully find a few players there, but just Elise to take it by himself again.
Smoke down towards top of Banana. That's at the 47-second mark, which will funnel them toward A. I say that, you know what? This is going to be a 3-2 split. Bomb toward Banana still at this point in time for 39 seconds. All right, listen, guys, stop making me a liar. It looked like it could have been Henry, in all honesty, but now they've gone back. They had the arch as well to try and go for it, but 3 players over toward B. They can now isolate these rotations and focus 2 inside of the pits. Next. So where they've already gone by, no smoke could actually push behind them. This becomes a bit peculiar. They've gone toward the library. Next does exactly that. He's found Taco, taps and gets Elige. He's the only kill so far. I expected more in terms of cutting off rotations. Naf misses a shot. That's going to be the end of it, but it's 9-4.
9-4, big for the first time. They get 2 rounds in a row. We can hear them fired up now. They know they can get 9-6, still possible. Naf with 15 kills, just to note. Elige 13. We are seeing Big start to wake up, though, looking much better. As we'll take a pause. There's a tactical one. Money actually not amazing. Liquid have finally been broken down to a point where this might actually be an eco for them. Nafly brings up the CZ, but that's all his money. So they are going to force by with what they can. There's Zeus. Delegating things out there.
Heard him say the words, it's kind of like a window. I think what he's talking, obviously there's no window in this map, so he's talking about timing.
I think maybe because it, oh no, actually I don't know. I was about to say maybe because they go for the reset. They've actually got 2 rounds in a row now, 2 pretty clean ones. We'll see what he can do, yeah. That's going to be a couple of AKs hit. MP5's that, rare appearance in that weapon. We'll see what they can do. Tizian and Gobi at the end there. Fired up. Feeling more confident now. They've got a couple of rounds together. We'll see what can be done. Full spy for Liquid. Can they make it work?
Double run boost. Can they take advantage of that? Is that possible? Smooya with the UMP, he's going to. He got the double run, not sure if intended or otherwise, but he pushes all the way down Banana as a result. If he wanted to keep going, I don't think they're going to expect him. Oh, they are. Elise checks it. MP5, we haven't seen one in a while. It seemed like the fashion trend had worn off. Speaking of fashion, Henry, just a few days ago, 2 days ago, in fact, the Victoria's Secret fashion show aired for this year. Did you watch it?
Definitely not.
We can watch it together.
Yeah, we'll watch the reruns.
It's fantastic.
The highlights.
Tizian in the corner. Og up close. Hard to spray transfer the Og, by the way. Just talking about firing rate. Seems to be a great one without the gun, but if they don't go out together, yeah, there you go. It could easily reset and be ready. What a shot, Tapson. That was fast. Quite the flick.
If he gets one more here, this will be worth its weight in gold, but his teammate's going down. He does get it. Nitro knows exactly where he is, of course, but there's the frag. Now 1 versus 1. God B, we know he plays the B side of the map, but no bomb planted, 40 seconds here. Nitro has lost track of him. This is everything. This round is absolutely massive. He's got the bomb, but the AWP in this position, God B's playing this perfectly, and he'll get the shot as well. Very well done, 9-5, and that's going to leave Liquid with nothing whatsoever. God B always has been very good in those 1v1 clutches. He's very aware of how players like to position themselves in those sort of situations, what they might be thinking. He's been playing for more years than some pros have been alive. As you'll see Tabson do a great job there. The fact he gets 3 kills in the pit is phenomenal. And there we go, 9-5. Should be 9-6 at this point, considering we just got pistols and SMGs for the final round here. All of a sudden, Big have come online and looking competitive here.
Shot Tabson did spot them crossing at old mid, though, at least, so a little bit of information. Yeah, this is all in the back of that timeout, remember, from Big just a few rounds ago. Liquid's had one in the meantime, but they're starting to turn it around. Smooya, good shot to Naf. Doesn't quite get away, but he'll go on top of the sandbags instead, and once the smokesdown panic's over, he can return to the side as originally intended. Tizian on the off angle. M4 this time, so spraying is a little bit easier still with this weapon. Lets them go. Flash out. Twist. Mac 10 in the air, running by. And next is going to be smoked off as a result. Elected not to use the little scope on top of the weapon to see inside of the pit, but Elise ready for Tabson. Is now going to pick up another gun. Bomb planted.
Oh my God.
And Smooya removed. Elise with an AWP of all weapons. Next gets one back. But really, Gobby's the man they need in this. Low HP for Nex. He has to push a smoke. I think Twist is not going to quite be ready. But, oh, I forgot to miss the shot and dinked up. This is round.
Yeah, no chance now. Nex, goodness gracious, how this round turned on his head. The MAC-10 jumping out of the apartments. You kidding me? That insta-kill with that particular weapon? Pretty insane scenes there. That was a real nice chance on the 9-6. That would have been a lot healthier going into the second half. You'd feel like, okay, now we've got a chance. It didn't double digits come in. You're just like, oh, well, now we really have got a work cut out for us. We lose this pistol, we could be done for. Team Liquid now going on arguably the easiest side of the map. As here are the highlights. You saw now Fly run away with things on the pistol. Smooya found in their first round, but may have been a little bit too late because after that point, they did go down 7-1. They pulled it back there to a 10-5. It could have been a lot worse, to be fair. They managed to tie 3 rounds together right at the very end, lose to pistols, though, on the last round. Sometimes the way it goes. A league with 16, same story for NAF. It's Tabson and Tizian at the very top. We need to see more of Smooya, though, Matt. Didn't really seem to come online really at all in that first half.
No, a couple kills toward the end, but that's it. It really took him a while, and we saw a number of kills that were missed from either CT connection point or back when he fell to emo, and to the point where, in fact, during a freeze time moment with the cameras on, we heard Gobby saying, I need you to get 1 kill in that position. So it really wasn't working out for them on that side of the map. Perhaps that's partly why.
Yeah, he just looked too static for me. I want your star AWPer to like be telling his team where he wants to go and where he can find picks, and they just kept bullying B because that AWP wasn't working out there at all. They were just overwhelming it with smokes, and either way, we will move on and have a look at the pistol the second half. It's going to be 2 smokes and flashbangs, Molotovs, HEs. Expect no less from a tactical team like Big. They like to really experiment with their strategies, and it looks like Liquid do as well. They're just rushing down middle here. Oh my goodness, run boys, they're coming for you. It's Taco to open things up. Tabson, though, incredibly good with the pistols. Can't hold off a Liege. This is an absolute brawl, but the bomb's gone down, and still we're fighting as Nex has to pull it back from the underpass here. 3 versus 2, bomb down at T-steps. Whatever tactic they had in mind has just been completely eradicated as it goes into just a real problematic situation for Big. Nex and Smooya trying to recover the bomb.
Twist still inside of the site is going to hold behind Nubox. He's the only one on this side. Considering the 1 kill back on a Liege, this could still be winnable if Big's able to overwhelm him. Now, Twist doesn't need to peek. He doesn't need to do anything. They've slowed things down at the top of Banana, but he's well aware of the fact that they ran up it. The others are pushing down. They'll flank behind. They've cleared out A. I'm not sure Twist did hear this because it's hard to tell. The body language suggests that he thinks they're inside of the site, but the rotation didn't come in as quickly as I otherwise anticipated. Going back to check for the rotation. Twist, oh, free chance, bomb down, and Nitro actually won out against Nex as well. That's very well done. Oh, that's a laughing matter, I take it.
Well, maybe
they're enjoying it.
It's nice to see a smile on Liquid's faces. So many years of not really seeing it, and this has been a great year for them.
And yeah, great year. It started with a win, but then with that win, perhaps your expectations raise. You start making finals, and you start losing in finals. You start to doubt yourself. So that's why Malta is actually key. Yes, it's another event, sort of a tier 2 caliber. It's not a premier event, but just to get that win again, to say, okay, yeah, we can win. It's perhaps going to relax them in this event as well.
Well, another full eco here. We did see, remember, on the CT side of Inferno, Big focusing on having all the utility and those double AWPs. They really wanted those double AWPs to kick things off. Like I said, not many teams actually doing that. 2 ecos after losing the pistol, but they'll take an eco here. I assume they're by AKs in the third on Inferno. We won't see that again. As Twist will open things up, bomb down, and it's probably got no armor, no nades. This should be a 12-5, no problem.
Twist take out Tizian as well. With the weapons, pretty straightforward. A fair bomb dropped to Liege with the kill. Secondary as well as he follows up on Smooya. And it's 12-5.
They've got no rifles for this first quote-unquote gun round.
Yeah, the bonus round in full effect. I think I have to think this one through a little more based on perhaps results, but I don't think you can justify upgrading anymore just to get a rifle because you're going to invest so much that if you lose the round, you're out of money. Whereas if you lose this now with them, you can still buy in the next no matter what.
Exactly. That's why it's still kind of operative word to call it the bonus one, because you're not necessarily aiming to win it. Just get maybe 3 or 4 kills and you'll still have a full buy there. Then you go for the reset straight after. That's pretty much how it should be going down. You can see they're being super aggressive here, trying to steal that first kill away. Still trying to do that. They're not playing in a stance to suggest we'll treat this like a gun round, right? They're just trying to get as many kills as we can, see what we can do. Smooya goes down to 13. It was a nice nade, but again, this is looking very likely to be a big round at this point. The fact to get 0 rifles is not looking too good.
Yeah, and again, though, if you buy rifles strictly and lose it, you're out of money. So you're better to play the bonus, force free economic damage, perhaps, as you say, toward the T side no matter what. And in doing so, every kill you get is going to yield bonuses from the SMGs, and then buying the next one and reset them. It's an interesting thing to think about losing as a way of winning, but that's what essentially you have to do. And if you win it, hey, even better. Hats off. You'll pick up some AKs along the way. Bob's your uncle.
Absolutely.
He actually is my uncle. I meant your aunt. You know what I mean. Saying.
Well,
look, Bob's your relative, okay? It's 2018. Let's not specify gender.
Exactly. You're going to be called Bob. Do it. Anyway, not even sure what we're talking about now. It's the 4-on-2. Nitro and Nafly will, just at this point, again, just trying to take AKs out of their hands if they can. They're going to buy up next round. It is a bit of a weird scenario to be in, having 5 SMGs, but didn't go the way they planned. Tried to be a bit more aggressive, but essentially it's going to be a round 4 big here. Might as well hold on to what you can. Looks like they won't even be challenging for kills. They're so low HP. Just going to keep the money nice and strong here. Tizzy in on the hunt. And not be successful so far. Takes Nitro down. Can again, Naf as well knows exactly where he is as smoke comes in towards the boiler room steps. Just trying to stay alive at this point.
Another kill would have been absolutely lovely. Had Naf been able to achieve that. Elise sits on top with 20 kills, by the way. Naf second in the list. Might get one more. Tizian. Headshot presented. There you go. Another gun dropped. They know where he is. They can pursue him, but they're just going to give away cash and give away guns potentially in doing so, but they won't get that far. It's 12-6. As Liquid give up one, but as you mentioned, have a chance now to reset, and Naf will happily be able to purchase. Should he elect to do so. In fact, they will give away, or he will give away the UMP to Taco, and it's 2 AUGs. First time I've seen 2 AUGs for Liquid that I can recall.
Yeah, normally just a Liege, but it will be Nitro as well. Here we go.
Everyone's coming around.
Indeed. UMP though for Taco. No obviously on the CT side. If Big can win this round, we've got a game on our hands. If not, could be an early finisher on Inferno, but it is a best of 3.
Inside of the smoke just as a precaution. Taco waiting inside the atrium position under the canopy. Staring into the wall to make sure no utility will thwart his vision as the next will hold out inside of the boiler position. Molotov to potentially bounce over. So smoke on one side. Smoke inside of the boiler door. And no commitment, but keep in mind that Tizian is up at the top side of the apartments, and the fact that they're playing this 3 position with the Liege high, that puts one down on his right that has to stare backwards and cover off apartments from a very close angle. First shot goes against Gabi. He falls off. Now they all peek. This is exactly when they can come out the apartment. So yes, the first 3 kills go their way. Taco really had to win out his, because if it went to a 2-on-2 in that situation, the rotations are so far away, and they still are, that the round could have been won from them. So it looked clean. It's just a simple procedural thing in that when you play that setup, someone still has to consider the apartments.
Still very winnable for Smooya. 2-on-1. If you can get a solo interaction towards Libby, that'd be great. You can see he's in the middle of the bomb site right now. No more utility. And Molotov was everything. They're going to wait till they can pincer together. They're pretty confident he hasn't crossed towards quad. Nitro makes his way in. Even if he goes down, he wants to give a nice clean call here. Nades through, and Smooya is done for. Unfortunately, not the most ideal position. Had to be a little bit more assertive, I think. Maybe focus towards library, see if he can catch by rotating. The fact he had no utility really did make that problematic.
Yeah, when you're outnumbered, well, okay, when you're solo, I won't say when you're outnumbered. You can play a 3-on-2 with crossfires and burrow into his sight. But when you're solo in that situation, I don't think sitting in the corner is ever going to work. Because as soon as one player finds you, the other one should be able to trade you at the very least.
Yeah, I think an element of surprise may be required there. Great setup. This was beautiful to watch. You can see, look how well this worked out. At least gets that first one, so they're going to be calling, it was boosted. So they come out of the boiler room, like swinging out, looking at position. But no, there's another player in towards the quad, spraying you down. It makes communication very difficult. As we go 13-6, that 1 versus 2 really didn't work out with Smooya. Even with the bomb plant, they're not going to buy him into it. Got a tactical purchase for Tabson. On his day, he can be an absolutely stunning rifler. We'll see what he can do here. If he can get an opening pick and get that bomb down, that would be great. We'll see what's possible. 13-6, looking likely to be 14. This is Liquid's pick, though, remember. We have Dust 2 next, which is Biggs. So You expect Liquid to win on their map, so it's not like anything too crazy is going on here right now. This is the same sort of setup we saw from Astralis. They had a player behind, not boosted. Oh my god, you can see if one of them goes down, it makes things a little bit awkward. And the Incendiary should buy some time if they're trying to punish the fact that he was low. Naf, that nade would actually kill maybe both of them. It looked perfect. They're going to get a bomb plant out of this though, 3 versus 2.
Next, sitting back inside of the site, has to cover off Smooya's plant. He's the only one with a gun at the ready while his teammates putting that bomb on the ground. Molotov lands, ooh, actually Coffin's behind water. That allows Elise to check the corner immediately. He knows, there it is, behind the pillar. Scopes in, it's actually Twist that gets the kill, but you can see why that scope is powerful. As we praise the heavens coming through the top of the ruin. It's now going to be 14 for Liquid. In this map, one of a best of 3. Just to note, I think Ints and G2 have now gone the distance into map 3.
Have they really?
INTZ, as they're supposed to be called, I should say.
Just before this game started, I saw one of the craziest 4-on-1s from Shallow of the AWP on the ASAR Mirage, and it was nuts. What's the third map?
The third, oh, I've clicked the wrong one. I can tell you that Dust 2 and Nuke are ours.
Yep.
G2, INTZ, Dust 2 is the third map.
Wow. Okay then.
Wow, G2.
G2 really not looking good recently.
The whole French scene's really not. It's time for them to bring in new players. I think the old guards kind of lost their touch, and they need to start fostering some talent in the young studs.
Well, they've got Jax coming in, right? And
well, you've got Omnic, you've got David Duvek, you've got
Flash, I think is cool.
What's the cute interview guy? No. Opper. Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Zaiwu?
Zaiwu, thank you. Why couldn't I think of his name right there? But you've got lots of talent now in France.
Yeah.
Just got to get them in the right positions.
That's always been the problem. A lot of politics in the French scene. People don't want to play with X, Y, Z, you know. But either way, this is actually a big round. Team Liquid hunting for, oh my god, map point, and they're doing a great job. Elige just looks so deadly with the AK as he rains down death from the graveyard there. It's going to be Taco with the AWP. This really isn't an ideal spot, but he somehow got himself onto the bomb site. Looking for players crossing over towards a quad. 4 versus 3. Godby and Next tagged up here. Map point on the line. And Taco, like I said, not an ideal situation. He misses one shot here, which is almost likely with the angles he's holding. Not going to miss that one, though. They still could fall apart. 3 versus 1 now. Up to Smooya, AWP, his preferred weapon, but, oh, tagged up, that's going to be it. It will be 15-6, and with the loss bonus at third stage, make it, I think, 4th with that one. They're going to have $2,500 pretty much per player as we get into what could be the final round. Very comfortable game so far from Liquid. Only giving up 1 round so far in the second half.
Yeah, that's super impressive in itself.
That was that third round with 5 SMGs. That was the only round they've given up.
Yep, and at 10-5 already on the T side. I mean, this is an extremely dominant performance from Liquid throughout. Again, this series was close just, what are we today, Tuesday? So 3 days ago, 4 days ago, whatever it was, in the semifinal in Malta, and yet now it's not even. So this, of course, is Liquid's choice on Inferno. Dust 2 comes up next. That's Big's pick. And I expect Godby, if Smooya can get going, we'll have some very fast plays to be aggressive both on the CT and on the T side for that map. So keep in mind that there's still a chance they can turn this around. Liquid, we haven't really seen them on Dust 2 very much.
Sure, that's true. Well, we won't be seeing Tizian much in this final round. He's gone straight away, courtesy of an HE grenade thrown by Taco. They've got the double up set up now. Tech 9s, Mac 10s. Doesn't look like this one will be leading anywhere. Even if they pick this round up, it's going to take 8 rounds in a row after just to take overtime. So I feel like this might be in vain. But either way, we'll see what they can do. Heading over towards the A site. Smokes in, Molotovs 2. Molotov doesn't really do anything for him. At least he can stay in position, but that shot does. That attacker now to defend. He will find the first and deny the access to the bomb site, and that should be it. 3 versus 1, Godby with a Mac 10 in the open. Good headshot, but there it is. 16-6. Liquid look incredibly comfortable there in Inferno, but like we said, it's their map pick. It is going to be Dust 2 next, and we got to see more from Big there. We absolutely have to.
Yeah, no question about it. And I have a feeling that we will. Not a lot of people are playing Dust 2, which opens the exact window that Godby needs to be creative. That said, it's an old legendary, iconic staple in the map pool, so it's hard to find certain ways of exploiting other teams, but I'm not ruling them out of this yet, is all I have to say about that. Liquid looks very composed, looks very sharp, leading the way. Elige at 27, followed by Naf on 21. So it's nice to see Elige step forward. We know Twist has been the MVP of 2 different events this year, including one in which they lost New York.
Yep.
He didn't look very pleased in his photo about that. But on top of it, you had Naf winning one last week, so you've had 2 different MVPs. And you've got lots of other stars.
Well, Liquid look incredibly comfortable. I want to see more of the AWP and Smooya, maybe more of the rifles from Tabson. Both very well versed and efficient with those disciplines. But I want to see more, especially on Dust 2 for Smooya. He needs to step up. As we'll throw to a break, Matthew. Be back with round number 2 momentarily.